All right, so this is a pretty new bike. I think I have maybe 100 miles or maybe even less than that. And coming from the dealership, look at this! Look at how tight this chain is. All right, you can see I have it on the center stand, and that's how you're supposed to measure. Measure the chain slack. Is that the suspension is supposed to be upright and weighted down. So, anyways, so this is awfully tight. So to measure a chain stack properly, put it in, have it on the center stand, put it in neutral, and spin the wheel around, and basically you find a spot where the chain is most tight. So this is the spot that I found. Is about as tight as it gets right here. Hardly any movement at all. I mean, the movement there's no slack in it whatsoever. There's like tension the whole entire time. So I have here a service manual, right? Genuine Yamaha manual, and it says, and let's look at this manual. It's pretty damn expensive too. $89 shipped. Basically, by the time I got it, I paid 111. Let's get that closer. 111.98. So basically $112 for that manual. So that's one of the more expensive manuals I've gotten. Manuals lately actually have gotten more expensive. But anyways, I'm getting off topic there. Let's look at the. Let's look at the. What the specification for the chain slack is. Let's see. Let's look at it real quick. Find the page. Let's see, chain. 317. All right, dry chain slack. All right, dry chain slack. So they actually give you two reference points, neither on a maintenance stand, which what I have right here, that's my maintenance stand, or on the side stand. So I'm on the maintenance stand, and it says wow, it's pretty tight. It says 5 to 15 millimeters. Same thing with the side stand, 5 to 15 millimeters. That's really tight. Wow, that's the tightest I've ever seen. Usually a chain slack is usually especially for this size of a bike, it's usually an inch or so. It's normal. An inch is about 25 millimeters, right? So the limit, it says, is 25 millimeters. So basically, that's as much slack as you want. Any more than that is too loose. And the problem with a too loose of a chain is that it starts to slap and it hits your swing arm and your frame and hits things and wears out prematurely. So 5 to 15 millimeters is not much. That's actually how many inches is that? 5 to 15 is 15 millimeters is, let's see, 15 millimeters is 0.59 of an inch. So that's almost 60,000th of an inch. 60,000th of an inch is pretty close to let's see, that's actually just around 5/8, maybe actually a little bit less than 5/8 of an inch. So that's not much at all. So I'm gonna see how tight this is. Oops. So I'm gonna put my my little ruler here. Let's pan down a little bit. Put my little ruler here, and you want to find a center spot along the chain from the center of the rear axle to the center up at the front of the front sprocket. So basically the center of sprocket to sprocket is about right here. Let me lock my my tape measure. Okay, so I'm gonna have to crouch down. So I'm gonna push this thing. I'm gonna measure it from, say, the top of the chain. I'm gonna push this thing up, and it's reading 1 3/4 of an inch. And push it down. It's reading 2 3/4. So basically that's an inch of slack right there. But boy, it feels really tight. It doesn't feel right at all. That doesn't feel right. It just feels so tight. Let me see if I can put less pressure on here. Less pressure still gives me. This pressure still gives me. Let's see. So right now, if I just leave it slack like that, the top of the chain is reading 2 1/4. So if I push it up, oops, just lost my pace there. Top of the chain is reading 2 1/4. If I push it up slightly, it goes up to about 2 inches. If I put more pressure, then it goes up to as much as 1 3/4. Down slightly, 2 1/2, and if I push it more, 2 3/4. So I'm not gonna measure it from using a lot of force. So I'm just gonna measure it from the light movement. So basically from 2 inches to 2 1/2. That's my slack width there. So that's 1/2 inch. That's actually within specification. So it's all right. But man, it just felt awfully tight. I don't know, maybe because this bike is brand new. I mean, I have less than 100 miles on it, so it seems to be okay. But anyways, so that's how you measure chain slack. And just let me briefly walk you through how to adjust the chain. And I actually won't do the actual adjustment since it seems to be good. But let me talk you through it. So this side doesn't have a nut on the for the axle, so you're gonna have to. On this side here, so this is a 27 millimeter. This nut here, right? 27 millimeter. Then once you loosen this up, you know, don't even make it real loose. Just loosen it up enough so that the axle could slide back and forth. So loosen that up. So basically, you only need 1 wrench. Then you don't need to have 2 wrenches. You know, you don't need a wrench on the other side. Loosen this up, 27 millimeters. Then once that's loosened up, this is your chain adjustment right here. Your tension adjustment. So this piece is the piece that actually makes the adjustment here. This bolt right here, and this nut locks the bolt in place. So what you have to do is you have to loosen this nut up. Loosen that nut up. Oops. Keep on losing my place on the camera. Let me set the camera down. So loosen this nut up right here. Then you could spin this bolt to tighten or loosen the chain. So basically, if you spin it so that this bolt goes back, that tightens the chain forward. That loosens it, right? And one way of measuring how much looseness and tightness that you could do is let's get in a little closer here. See the little measure marks there. So and up here on the frame, there's a little measure mark here too. One way of adjusting it so that both sides are, you know, the drive side and the brake side is the same, is using those measure marks. But lots of times these measuring marks are not very precise. So the best way to actually measure a chain or chain slack is actually from the center of the axle to the center of the pivot point, or find some part that's, you know. So that's the best way of measuring it. So you basically you take the sensor to center here, and you measure both sides, and when they're the same, that's when you know your wheel is that's when you know your wheel is nice and true with the center line of the frame of the bike. If it's cockeyed to one side or the other, it's basically going to be not true. So you might notice that. If you're going slow, you might not notice it, but as you go faster and faster, higher speeds, there's a difference. You'll notice it. And usually, how I like to feel how true a frame is and how true everything is, not just the frame, but the wheels and everything, the forks and everything, is that I go at whatever freeway speeds, All right, and just let off on the handlebars, and see how true it tracks. You know, and you have to do this on a road that's flat, that has no crown. You know, if the road has a big crown, it's gonna your bike's gonna start to wander towards the sloping side of the crown. But if it's completely flat and straight, just go highway speeds or maybe a little more, and just let go of the handlebars, and just stay nice and relaxed. Your bike stays nice and relaxed, and you see how true the bike is. So anyways, right, so that's how you make your adjustment. Once you make your adjustment, always double check the slack again. Once you make your measurement, double check the slack again. And usually when you tighten up the axle, that tends to also tighten up the chain a little bit. So usually I'd like to leave this while the axle is loose. I like to leave this a little bit on the looser side. Then once the axle tightens up, this will tighten up a little bit, and it works out just right. So that's how you adjust the chain. So it looks like feeling this, it feels very tight, but according to Yamaha's service manual, it's within specification. So it looks good then. Okay, so I don't have to do nothing. All right, thanks for watching.